And then we have the set boosters. So set boosters, back now they've only got play boosters, but there was a time where they had draft boosters and set boosters. So the set booster has more rares in it and isn't set up for draft, but they ended up combining both the set boosters and the draft boosters into just the play boosters now. So first we have a gold signature art card. That is, it looks like Gollum falling down after the ring. No, Gandalf the Grey. Where are they? Oh, okay. I see it now. It's Gandalf falling in after the Balrog.
Oh,
And then we've got Island, the Black Breath, 2 and 1 black. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. The ring tempts you.
one of the things I wanted to point out was we've played quite a bit of Lord of the Rings, both the set boosters and the draft boosters. The cards are great. The set is very self-contained.
Yes.
The cards are just good. Like even the
very
commons and
powerful
commons,
cards.
very powerful cards.
I think the set right now is severely undervalued.
Yep.
So 2 and 1 black for Uruk-hai Berserker. He's a 3/2 Orc Berserker. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Mordor Trebuchet, 2 and 1 black for a 1/4 artifact creature wall with Defender. Whenever you attack with one or more goblins and or orcs, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at end of combat. That's flavorful. Throws a rock. Rush the Room, 1 red for an instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. If it's a goblin or orc, it also gains haste. Meriadoc Brandybuck, 1 and 1 green, 2/2 legendary creature, halfling citizen. Whenever one or more halflings you control attack a player, you make a food token. Bilbo, retired burglar. 1 and 1 blue and 1 red for a 1/3 legendary creature, halfling rogue. When Bilbo, retired burglar, enters or leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you create a treasure token. It's a lot of legendary creatures in this set.
Yep.
Barrow Blade, 1 mana for an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, that creature loses all abilities until end of turn. Frodo Baggins, 1 green, 1 white for a 1/3 halfling scout, legendary creature. When it or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, the ring tempts you. As long as Frodo is your ring bearer, it must be blocked if able. Oliphant. This is one of the borderless scene cards. This one comes from the Battle of Pelennor Fields scene. I am currently working on collecting the entire scene. I can show you guys at the end of the video. I'll put a picture of it up so that you guys can see it. And that one is 5 and 1 red for a 6/4 trample, and whenever it attacks another target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. And it mountain cycles for 1.
Very good card. Very
Yes.
good card.
Incredible Unlimited.
Yep.
Moria Marauder. 2 red for a 1/1 double strike goblin warrior. Whenever a goblin or orc you control deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn.
Mono
This-
red card draw.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen this card. It's pretty powerful. I'm gonna have to get some copies of it. Peregrine Took. For 2 and 1 green, you get a 2/3 halfling citizen. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus an additional food token are created instead. That seems good. And then treasure token. And we'll speed up as we go through the packs. Just gonna show off all the cards at the beginning, and then as we see cards, over and over again, we'll kind of skip through those. No point in reading them 10 times. Another art card. This is Soul Ring from the Commander decks, I guess. Protector of Gondor. It is a 3/1 white for a 3/3 human soldier. When it enters the battlefield, you make a 1/1 white human soldier token. Errand Rider of Gondor, 2/1 white for a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. Then, if you don't control a legendary creature, you have to put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. So at the very worst, it gives you like a loot effect, and hopefully it just outright draws you a card. Stalwarts of Oskalith, 4/1 white for a 4/3 human soldier. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. I love the flavor in this set. Inherited Envelope, 3 mana for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you, and then it taps for 1 mana of any color. Rosy Cotton of South Lane. It is a 1/1 halfling peasant for 2/1 white. When it enters the battlefield, you make a food token, and whenever you create a token, you get to put a +1/+1 on target creature you control other than Rosie. Peregrine Took, we've already seen that one. Meriadoc Brandybuck, we've already seen. Bilbo, Retired Burglar, we've seen. The Grey Havens. This is another one of the Borderless Scene cards. This is from a different scene. I forget the name of the scene, but it's everybody kind of greeting or seeing off Bilbo as.
Is it the festival scene?
No, this is the one. It's got who's in it? Gandalf's in it. The Lost Isle Calling is in it. I forget the other guys' names, but it's basically them looking at the boats as because in the story, Bilbo, Sam, and Frodo get invited to go to what's the name of it? The world where the elves go when they die. Anyways, they get invited to go there, and this is, I believe, the scene of Sam seeing off Frodo because Frodo left first. But yeah. And it's a legendary land. When it enters, you get to scry 1. It taps for colorless mana, and you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures in your graveyard.
Untapped Scryland.
Yes.
So it's actually
Great card.
great card. I know what the last one is, I think.
What? That? Orcish Medicine?
Yeah, no.
No.
I thought it was Orcish
You
Bowmasters.
were hoping for the Bowmaster?
Yeah. Jump the gun.
Frodo, Sauron's Bane, 1 white mana for a 1/2 legendary creature, halfling citizen, for 2 hybrid white-black, so that can be paid with either white or black, or a combination of the two. If Frodo's Sauron's Bane is a citizen, it becomes a halfling scout with base power and toughness 2/3 and lifelink. And then for triple black, if Frodo is a scout, it becomes a halfling rogue with whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game if the ring has tempted you 4 or more times this game. Otherwise, the ring tempts you. So it starts off as a 1/2 and then progressively gets better and better until it becomes an instant kill.
And the ring tempting, you can choose it to become unblockable.
Yes.
So that's why.
Well, it gives it skulk.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Orcish Medicine, 1/1 black, target creature of your choice gains lifelink or indestructible until end of turn, and you get to amass orcs 1. That's interesting. You don't usually see black cards that give indestructible. Usually they just return it from
the
grave.
graveyard. Yeah.
And then a magic mini game card teaching you how to play the Battle of Hornburg mini game, which we might do a video on.
Yeah, we've been
on some of these
thinking
mini
about
games.
these. Yeah.
Notable cards to keep an eye out for: the One Ring, of course, or
Orcish Bowmasters.
Orcish Bowmasters is another great one.
Nazgul.
Yeah, Nazgul in the uncommon slot. There's a lot of great cards in this set. Another art card with Theoden, King of Rohan.
Beautiful land.
Yeah, these are the full
lands.
art map lands, which I love them. I have a huge collection of them. My Galadriel deck only runs foil full art map lands. You know, stay on the favor. We've got the Olagai Crusher. It is a 4/4 troll soldier for 3 and 1 red. It has trample and it can't block unless you control a goblin or orc. Easterling Vanguard, 1 and 1 black for a 2/1. When it dies, you get to amass orcs 1. Harridan Spearmaster, 2 and 1 red for a 2/3 reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
There's not many repeats, if you see.
No, we've had a couple,
Yeah.
but for the most part,
It's
it's
been
a
pretty-
large set.
It's a large set, yeah.
Rohirrim Lancer, 1 red mana for a 1/1 menace. When it dies, the ring tempts you. Gollum, Patient Plotter, 1 mana and 1 black for a 3/1 legendary creature, Halfling Horror. When it leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you, and then for 1 black and you sack a creature, you can return it from your graveyard to your hand. Only as a sorcery, though. Samwise, the Stout-Hearted, 1 mana and 1 white for a 2/1 with flash. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hand, then the ring tempts you. And I'm a sucker for the lore and everything. The picture is Samwise when he saves Frodo from Shelob, the spider.
Mm-hmm.
So very flavorful, very flavorful. Tale of Tinuvale. For 3 and double white, you get a enchantment saga. So on the first chapter, target creature you control gains indestructible for as long as you control this enchantment. Second chapter, you get to return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then third chapter, up to 2 target creatures you control each gain lifelink until end of turn. That's pretty powerful. Lots of value in that one card.
Yep.
Gift of Strands. For 3 and 1 green, you get an aura that has flash. Enchant creature. When Gift of Strands enters the battlefield, you scry 2, and then enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Another borderless scene card. We have Pippin's Bravery. For 1 green mana, it is an instant that lets you sacrifice a food, and if you do, that creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn, and if you don't, it only gets +2/+2. You keeping all the scene cards out?
Yeah.
Flame of Anor. This is a great card.
Yes.
1 colorless and then 1 blue and 1 red for an instant. Choose 1. If you control a wizard as you cast this spell, you can choose 2 instead. And your 3 choices are target player draws 2 cards, destroy target artifact, or it deals 5 damage to target creature. Great card. I run it in my wizard deck for obvious reasons. And then we have a foil borderless art card. It is Knights of Dal Amroth. It is 3 mana and 1 white or 1 blue. For a human knight, it's a 3/3, and whenever you draw your second card each turn, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then we got a card from the list. So this is from not the Lord of the Rings set. The list cards can come from any set in Magic's history. It is Bane of Progress, a great card to pull from the list. 4 mana and double green for a 2/2 elemental. When it enters the battlefield, destroy all artifacts and enchantments, and you get to put a +1/+1 counter on Bane of Progress for each permanent destroyed this way. Great card in Commander, which is obvious because it's a reprint from Commander 15.
Nice.
Yes. Some more boosters. Ooh, is that Sauron? Yep, Sauron the Dark Lord. The art card. Mountain. Another one of the art or the Maplands. Quarrel's End. For 2 and 1 red, you have a sorcery as an additional cost to cast a spell. Discard a card, draw 2 cards, and create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Not bad. Banish from Adoris. 4 mana and 1 white. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a tapped creature, and you get to exile the tapped creature.
And straight up exile effects for Pauper, it's a good card.
Yeah. Bewitching Leechcraft. 1 and 1 blue for enchant creature. When Bewitching Leechcraft enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has, if this creature would untap during your untap step, remove a +1/+1 counter from it instead. If you do, untap it. So if they don't have a way to put +1/+1 counters on it, it's just gonna stay tapped. Morgul Knife Wound. 1 and 1 black for an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets -3/-0 and has at the beginning of your upkeep. Exile this creature unless you pay 2 life. It's not bad. Gorbag of Minas Morgul. 1 and 1 black for a 2/2 legendary creature, Orc Soldier. Whenever a goblin or orc you control deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. When you do, choose one. Either draw a card or create a treasure. It's not terrible. Saruman's Trickery. 1 and double blue to counter target spell, and you get to amass Orcs 1. Saruman the White. 4 mana and 1 blue for a 4/4 with Ward 2. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, amass Orcs 2. Grishnak, Brash Instigator. 2 and 1 red. You get a 1/1 legendary creature, Goblin Soldier. When Grishnak Brass Instigator enters the battlefield, amass Orcs 2. When you do, until end of turn, gain control of target non-legendary creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the amassed army's power. Untap that creature and it gains haste until end of turn. So a treachery style effect. Another borderless scene card, the Dunlin Crabane. For 2 and 1 black, you get a 1/1 bird horror. It has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you amass Orcs 2. Gimli, Mournful Avenger. 1 red and 1 green for a legendary creature, Dwarf Warrior. He's a 3/2. He has indestructible as long as 2 or more creatures died under your control this turn. And whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Gimli. When this ability resolves for the 3rd time this turn, Gimli fights up to one target creature you don't control. So when 2 dies, he gets indestructible, and then when 3 dies, he gets to fight a thing.
Yeah, and it just doesn't say your turn, so it's each turn.
Yeah. Tale of Tinuvale, this time in foil. And then Jinxed Ring from the list. What is that? That's what set is that? That's
Stronghold? Yeah. Looks like
2
Stronghold.
mana for an artifact. Whenever any card is put into your graveyard from play, Jinxed Ring deals 1 damage to you. Sack a creature, target opponent gains control of Jinxed Ring permanently. So,
Do a mill deck and give this to someone else?
yeah.
Unless they can do an instant sack.
I could see, yeah, you should run this in your mill deck. Where are we putting the list cards in?
Oh, I
Where
mixed
did you-
one.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gimli, here is the Gimli Counter of Kills art card. Foil. Island of the Full Art Map lands.
The most pretty.
We've got Treason of Isengard for 2 mana and 1 blue. Put up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library, and you get to amass Orcs 2. Swarming of Moria, 2 and 1 red for sorcery. Create a treasure and amass Orcs 2. War Beast of Gorgoroth, 4 and 1 red for a 5/4 beast. Whenever it or another creature you control with power 4 or greater dies, you get to amass Orcs 2. Surrounded by Orcs, 3 and 1 blue for sorcery. Amass Orcs 3, then target player mills X cards, where X is the amassed army's power. Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. I love this art. 3 and 1 blue for 2/4 legendary creature, avatar wizard. It has flash. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, and whenever the ring tempts you, if you chose a creature other than Gandalf, Friend of the Shire, as your ring bearer, you get to draw a card. I just love that art. It's Gandalf at a Hobbit party. What's not to love? Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, 2 and 1 blue for a 3/2 elf noble legendary creature. Whenever it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get to scry 1. If it's the second time you've done it in a turn, the ring tempts you. Horses of Brunnen, 3 and double blue for a sorcery. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. Scry 1 and the ring tempts you. At Drop Basin, 2 mana for an artifact. Put a +1 X and tap. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature with power X. Activate only as a sorcery. So the bigger your creature, the more expensive it gets. Another of the borderless scene cards. We have Rosy Cotton of Southlane for 2 and 1 white. You get. Well, we've already talked about this one.
Yeah, we got
saw the regular version.
Yeah.
Rivendell. It is a legendary land. When it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Taps to add a blue, and for 1 and 1 blue, you get to tap it to scry 2. Activate it only if you control a legendary creature. Mordor Trebuchet, this time in foil. And then the Ring Reminder
We should
card.
maybe explain the ring tempts you mechanic.
Yeah, so whenever the ring tempts you, you move your way down the list. So the first time your ring bearer becomes legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. And by the way, if the creature that is tempted by the ring dies, the ring doesn't reset. It basically just falls on the battlefield until you get another way for the ring to tempt you and attach it to another creature, but it maintains its progress. So the first one is your ring bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. The second one is whenever your ring bearer attacks, you draw a card and then discard a card. Third one is whenever your ring bearer becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller sacrifices it at the end of combat. And then the last one is whenever your ring bearer deals combat damage to a player, each opponent loses 3 life. So it gets a lot better as you go. We have the art card for Minas Tirith. Swamp. Arwen's Gift. 3 and 1 blue. It costs 1 less to cast if you control 2 or more legendary creatures. Scry 2, then draw 2 cards. Hithlane Knot. 1 and 1 blue. Tap target creature. Scry 1, draw a card. Willow Wind. 4 and 1 blue for a 3/4 elemental. Flying. When it enters the battlefield, you scry 2. Grey Haven's Navigator. 2 and 1 blue for a 3/2 elf pilot with flash. When it enters the battlefield, you scry 1. Nimrodel Watcher is a 1 mana and 1 blue for a 2/1 elf scout. Whenever you scry, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked. This ability triggers only once. Meriadoc Brandybuck, another Bilbo. That is...
Those two...
Yeah, I don't think I've ever opened a Bilbo, and now we're at like
3.
4.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a playset soon enough. Barrowblade, another copy of Pippin's Bravery.
One ring!
The one
Yes!
ring, yeah.
And Arwen. Okay, I thought that was Aragon, but oh my god.
Got a copy of the One Ring, the most expensive Magic card in the set.
Oh.
Banned in almost every format, and I still
Except
want to
Commander.
say it's like a $75 card. 4 mana for a legendary artifact.
Oh.
Indestructible. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring. And it has tap, put a burden counter on it, and you draw a card for each burden counter on the One Ring. So every turn you get to draw an extra card. It deals you some damage, but it's worth it for the cards you get. You gotta sleeve it.
So I should tell them the story of the bundle.
Sure.
So I did buy the Lord of the Rings bundle, and I opened 3 One Rings in one bundle. So yeah, I mean, pretty lucky, I would say. I wasn't expecting the One Ring. This is
Definitely
something
excited.
amazing.
I would put it off
Yeah,
to the side.
yeah,
It
yeah.
needs to be on display. Yeah, I did not expect to open a One Ring today, though. I'm
Yeah,
very
we were
happy
talking
with it.
about. I mean, we didn't call it out that it's one of the
Yeah.
more expensive cards, but
Yeah, but you don't expect it to
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
Arwen and Damiel for the flow from the pack. 1 green, 1 blue for a 2/2 legendary creature Elf Noble. Whenever you scry, you put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. And then for 6 mana, you can scry 2.
yes,
Another one of the mini games.
sweet.
Yeah, that's nice. I can't believe we got a One Ring.
Yeah,
And there's still 6 more packs to go.
yes.
We could get another one.
Okay, that's. I would actually, think Aragon or Orcish Bowmasters,
Yeah.
but I'll take a One Ring.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna complain if we
Yeah,
pull
I
another
know.
One Ring.
No.
Speaking of Gandalf, friend of the Shire,
Very
there's
nice.
the art card for him. Love that art.
Yeah.
I want to go to a Hobbit party. Forest, Shire Scarecrow. 2 mana for a 0/3 defender, 1 mana to add 1 mana of any color. Activate only once each turn. Shire Terrace, land, taps for colorless, 1 tap, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the
Yeah.
battlefield.
So these are all the cards I was talking about with the
Yeah.
fetches, and they have done a lot of this. But the nice part is most of these enter untapped, so they can
Yeah, you can use them.
you
right
can use
away
them right away.
as colorless mana. And
Yeah.
you can use them for fixing later.
Yep.
Revive the Shire. 1 and 1 green for a sorcery. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Create a food token. Brandywine Farmer. 2 and 1 green for a 1/1. When it enters or leaves the battlefield, you make a food. Took Reaper. 2 mana for a 2/1. When it dies, the ring tempts you. Rise of the Witch King, 2, 1 black and 1 green.
I love this.
Each player sacks a creature. If you sacked a creature this way, you may return another permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay.
I'm gonna draw that.
Yeah. Lets you recur things and kill your opponent's stuff. Always a good combination. Voracious Spellbeast, 4 mana and 2 black for a 4/4 Drake Beast. It has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacks a creature, and you make a food token for each creature sacked that way. It's not bad. Shadow Summoning, 1 white and 1 black to create 2 tapped 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. You have the showcase variant here of Mariodoc Brandybuck. 1 mana and 1 green for a 2/2 legendary creature, halfling citizen. Whenever 1 or more halflings you control attack a player, you get to make a food token. That's not bad. And we also have the foil version. And
We got the
Aragon the Uniter.
Wow.
That is
But this is not the other Aragon. This is
No.
the one with the
it's not the
color.
super pretty version,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still good.
Yeah.
It is 1 red, 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue for a 5/5 legendary creature, human noble. Whenever you cast a white spell, you make a 1/1 white human soldier. Whenever you cast a blue spell, you get to scry 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, Aragorn the Uniter deals 3 damage to target opponent. Whenever you cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Very powerful command.
I have this deck. Build it with multicolored cards.
And then we got a list card here. Path to the World Tree from, looks like Kaldheim.
Yes.
1 and 1 green for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. And for 2 and Wooburg, which is 1 of every color, you get to sacrifice it to gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. Target opponent loses 2 life. Path to the World Tree deals 2 damage to up to 1 target creature, and you create a 2/2 green bear. Not bad.
For a second, I thought it was the other Aragon, not the Uniter.
Oh,
There is one more Aragon
Yeah.
in the deck, which is like super powerful. But I like this card too.
still looking for that one in the scene variant.
Yes.
Palantir of Warthink? No, Commander Sphere. Mountain, Rush the Room.
Saw this.
Saw it, yeah. Oligai
You saw
Crusher, Easterling Vanguard, Haradrim Spearmaster. That's a new one. Faramir Field Commander. For 3 and 1 white, you get a 3/3 legendary creature, human soldier. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, you draw a card. Whenever the ring tempts you, if you chose a creature other than Faramir, Field Commander, as your ring bearer, you get to make a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Doomdane Rangers. 3 and 1 green for a 4/4 human ranger with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you don't control a ring bearer, the ring tempts you. Shortcut to Mushrooms, 1 and 1 green for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Ring Sight, 1 blue and 1 black. For sorcery, the ring tempts you. Search your library for a card that shares a color with a legendary creature you control. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. So a nice tutor effect. Another Oliphant in the borderless. The Balrog Durin's Bane. 5, 1 black and 1 red for a 7/5 legendary creature avatar demon. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each permanent sacrifice this turn. It has haste, and when it can't be blocked except by legendary creatures, and when it dies, you get to destroy target artifact or creature an opponent controls. That is a lot of value put on this card, but I guess you have to for 7 mana.
Yeah.
We have Gothmog, Morgul Lieutenant, in the borderless foil from the scene, Battle of Pelennor Fields. 3 mana and 1 black. You get a 3/3 human soldier. When it enters the battlefield, you amass Orcs 1, and creature tokens you control have Death Touch.
I know
for
the
a
next
token
one.
deck.
It's a triome.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is a great list card to get. Ketria Triome. It is a 3-color land, forest, island, and mountain. Most importantly, it has those land types, so you can fetch it up. It enters the battlefield tapped, and it cycles for 3 mana. That is a very good card to pull. We've been getting some great luck with these cards.
Yeah, for sure.
With these
I wasn't really expecting much.
No.
The scene was the most important thing we were looking for, really. Sam?
Pippin,
Pippin.
Warden of Isengard. Foil Forest, East Farthing Farmer. Have you looked at this one yet? No. 2 and 1 white for a 2/3 halfling peasant. When it enters the battlefield, you create a food token. When you do, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each food you control. Wow, that's good.
Yeah, green and white together are amazing for food synergy in this.
Oh yeah,
set.
my brother plays the Hobbit deck, and yeah, it is. The Hobbits are very powerful. Eastmark Cavalier, 1 mana and 1 white for a 2/2 human knight. It has vigilance, and whenever it deals damage to a goblin or orc, you get to destroy that creature. Westfold Rider, 1 and 1 white for a human knight, 3/1. You can sack it to destroy an artifact or enchantment, but only as a sorcery. Esquire of the King, 1 white mana for a 1/1. Human Soldier for 4 and 1 white. You can tap it. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, and it costs 2 less to activate if you control a legendary creature. That's not bad. Ugluk of the White Hand. For 2, 1 black and 1 red, you get a 3/3 legendary creature Orc Soldier. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Ugluk of the White Hand. If that creature was a goblin or orc, you get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on him. Theoden, King of Rohan. 1 red and 1 white for a 2/3 legendary creature, human noble. Whenever he or another human enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains double strike until end of
This
turn.
is so sweet in a tokens deck.
Yeah. Great card. The Mouth of Sauron. It is 3, 1 blue and 1 black for a 3/4 legendary creature human advisor. When it enters the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards. Then amass Orcs X, where X is the number of instant and sorcery cards in that player's graveyard. So it'll make some pretty big orcs pretty quick.
Yup. A second Ugluk in the same
In the
deck.
same pack?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 2 Ugluks of the white hand in the exact same booster pack.
Hey, I'll maybe we'll do something good.
Golem,
Showcase.
Patient Plotter.
We already saw
Yeah, this one's in the showcase variant.
this. Yeah.
Isildur, Fateful Strike. 2 and 2 black for a legendary instant. You can only cast legendary instants if you control a legendary creature or planeswalker. Destroy target creature. If its controller has more than 4 cards in hand, they exile cards from their hand equal to the difference. Wow, that's pretty good. Now for Wrath, now for Ruin. 3 and 1 white for a sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. They gain vigilance until end of turn. The ring tempts you.
It's a very good effect.
Yeah, that's a good finish.
Permanent buff.
And then we have a food token. I like how the food is a guy who got caught by the spider.
Yeah. She loves food token.
Down to the last 3 packs. I wouldn't mind getting another 1 ring.
I mean, we got 2 Uglooks in one pack.
Yeah.
Same printing, same card basically. So yeah. Now I'm greedy. So, Tom Bombadil. I have the Saga deck.
Do you?
Yeah, I do have the Saga deck.
I have one of the showcase foil Tom Bombadils
Okay.
that I've put aside.
Yeah.
I want to build a Saga deck with him eventually.
Yeah.
He's just such a great character.
Yeah.
Island, Dreadful as the Storm. 2 and 1 blue, target creature has base power and toughness 5/5 until end of turn. The ring tempts you. So you can use it to make a big creature smaller or one of your small creatures bigger. Claim the Precious. 1 and 2 black. Destroy target creature. The ring tempts you. Oh, keeping the map lands to the side.
Yeah.
The Black Breath. 2 and 1 black for a sorcery. We've already seen that one. Urukai Berserker. We've seen this one, haven't we?
I don't remember, but
I'm pretty sure.
ETB ring
Yeah.
tempts you.
Yeah, 2 and 1 black for a 3/2, and the ring tempts you when he comes in.
We haven't seen this.
Erkenbrand, Lord of Westfold. 3 and 1 red for a 3/3 legendary creature, human soldier. Whenever he or another human enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. That's good. Buffs your whole team. Prince Imrahil, the Fair.
Not just buffs your whole team, it buffs for each creature that enters. So in a human, it like buffs it multiple times.
Multiple ones, yeah.
Great in a human set. It's kind of like the red equivalent of the.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Prince Imrahil, the Fair. 1 white, 1 blue for a 2/2 legendary creature, human noble. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you get to make a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Strider, Ranger of the North. 2, 1 red and 1 green for legendary creature, human ranger, 4/4. He has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Then if that creature is power 4 or greater, it gains first strike until end of turn. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Eowyn, Lady of Rohan. 2 and 1 white for a 2/4 legendary creature, human noble. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature gains your choice of first strike or vigilance until end of turn. If that creature is equipped, it gains first strike and vigilance until end of turn instead. Equipped abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. Yeah, I might need that for a commander deck.
Cloud and Cloud.
Oof. Mirkwood Bats. 3 and 1 black for a 2/3 flying creature bat that whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. This is a very strong common.
Yep.
In the Borderless Scene variant.
It's a good card.
Spiteful Banditry. Yeah, I love this card. X and double red for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to each creature. And then whenever one or more creatures your opponents control dies, you create a treasure token, and it only triggers once.
If you can board wipe a bunch of tokens,
It's a board wipe that gives you free treasures for the rest of the game.
yeah,
Great card.
yeah.
Breaking of the Fellowship. It is 1 and 1 red for a sorcery. Target creature an opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to another target creature that player controls. The ring tempts you.
I know the next one.
Do you?
I love the next one. Rooftop Storm.
Oh, Rooftop Storm.
Oh,
From
beautiful
the list.
zombies.
It 5 and 1 blue. This is a Commander All-Star. Every zombie deck needs to run it. For 5 and 1 blue, you get an enchantment that says you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for zombie creature spells you cast.
So as long as you can keep drawing, or you have effects that allow you to cast stuff from your graveyard, you're basically
Yeah, it's just free zombies
it's
for the
just
rest of the
great.
game.
It's just
Yeah.
great. I love the card.
Incredible card.
I think that was made me very happy. I saw roof
I
list.
saw that.
I saw the list and then I was like, Auto, okay, it's gotta be Rooftop Storm.
Come on, one more ring. That's all I'm at. I'm not asking for too much. Just another ring. What is it?
Yes, I'll take it. But
Nazgul.
see, I would take a Nazgul too, or an Orcish Bowman.
Yeah, we haven't gotten an Nazgul yet. I'm surprised. That one's only an uncommon.
Yeah.
Forest, Inherited Envelope, Bombadil Song. 1 and 1 green for an instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. And the ring tempts you. Slip on the Ring. Oh, I love this card.
Yeah.
So for 1 and 1 white, it is an instant. Exile target creature you own, then return it to the battlefield under your control, and the ring tempts you. So if you play this on Bilbo, retired burglar, you get 5 instances of the ring tempting you. That's the one that when it enters or leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. So
You play him.
it, the ring tempts you once. You play this on him. When he leaves, you get another instance of the ring tempting you. He comes back, you get a 3rd instance, and then you get this one, 4th instance.
And that instantly
yeah,
maximizes the
instantly maxed ring temptation.
beautiful.
Birthday Escape, another flavorful one since we're talking about Bilbo's birthday. For 1 blue mana, sorcery, draw a card, the ring tempts you. Dundane Rangers, Ring Sight, Fiery Inscription. For 2 and 1 red, you get an enchantment. When it enters, the ring tempts you. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals
It's a
2
gutter
damage
snipe effect
to
on an
each
enchantment.
opponent.
Gutter snipe effect.
Yeah, that's
It's
a good
harder to
card.
remove.
And it also deals more, 2 damage. It's twice as good as a gutter snipe.
Oh, it's one? Gutter
I thought
snipe?
gutter snipe was
Okay.
just 1.
We'll have to look it up.
You might be right. Dunlin Crebain in the Borderless Scene variant. Prince Imrahil the Fair in the Borderless
We got
Scene.
one more legendary land, Brad.
Baradur. It is a legendary land. When it enters the battlefield, it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Taps for 1 black mana, and then for double X and black, you get to amass Orcs X. Activate only if a creature died this turn. It's a good way to use up your mana later in the game.
Yeah, all the X's are good mana sinks.
And then Wizards Rockets in foil. For 1 mana, you get an artifact when it enters the battlefield tapped. For X and tap and sack it, you get to add X mana in any combination of colors. And when it's put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you get to draw a card. And then Orc Army token.
All right.
Okay,
Last
last pack magic time. You're gonna open it?
one. Yes, I'm gonna try. Is this Gollum?
I think
No.
so. No. No, it's Sam.
Sam the Stout-Hearted.
Yeah.
I do like this one.
It's,
Right, the silhouette on the looks pretty good. All right, we have a basic forest, generous ant, 5 and 1 green, tree folk with reach. When it ETBs, create a food token, and it has forest cycling. Mushroom watchdogs, 1 and 1 green for a 2/2 dog. Sacrifice a food, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains vigilance until end of turn. You can do this only as a sorcery. Snarling Warg, 3 and 1 black for a wolf. It has menace as long as you control a goblin or orc. It gets +1/+0 and it's a 3/4 body. We have one more Oliphant. Mirkwood Spider, a 1/1 Death Touch Spider for 1 green. When it attacks, target legendary creature you control gains Death Touch until end of turn. Looks very good. Yeah, looks very good. Samwise, we have seen this. Tale of Tinuel, we have seen this. Gift of Strands also. And Samwise in the showcase. The Battle of Bywater, I like this card. 1 and 2 white. Sorcery, destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater, then create a food token for each creature you control. With a bunch of hobbits in the hobbit deck, this is a one-sided
You're
ball
running
white.
any type of weenie deck,
Yeah.
it's just good.
Yeah. An orcish medicine, and we have seen this also, and we have a human soldier token. All right. Thank you all for watching.
Yes.
Click like and subscribe.
Yep, and don't forget to hit the bell. Make sure you get a notification when we upload more videos.
And we are definitely going to do some thematic gameplay. A Lord of the Rings is definitely on the list to do just a Lord of the Ring pre-con play, Final Fantasy pre-con play, stuff like that. So keep tuned.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see us play, feel free to put it in the comments. Thank you.
Thank you so much.